Gather round to share the screen, talking flicks and dreams. It's a movie scene. In the world of sports, politics collide. I'm not sick, buckle up, enjoy the ride. From the sideline, cheers to the Oscars glow. Let's break it.
All right, the Ocho. Pretty sure this is episode 8, the Ocho. My favorite.
The
Yeah,
best.
I think so. I don't know. I run out of Spanish numbers pretty soon. Like 2 more numbers, I'm out of Spanish numbers.
You know what 11 is in Spanish, Justin?
No, I don't know. Up to
No.
10.
Is
Yeah,
that
me
once,
too.
something like that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
don't say something.
Something.
Do say.
I don't want to sound. Yeah, we already sound retarded. I don't need to sound that retarded then. Anyway, yeah. I'm Daryl. This is Tony, and we're here with Justin today.
I'm Justin.
Like I said, yeah, that's Justin. If you don't know, that's him over there. Anyway, getting into stuff. Just, I realize how much I anger my wife, like just with little stuff that I do. Like, even though it's not meant to be that way, she always takes it like the most negative way possible. Like, I started calling her mini boss. She absolutely hates that.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know if you've seen Minions, but they're like, mini boss, mini boss. So I started calling her that, and she absolutely hates it.
Mm.
She's like, I'm going to show you mini boss. I thought about getting her like a custom cup that said mini boss.
Yeah, that's a
She
good
did-
Christmas present right there.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Except the one color Yeti she doesn't have, of course, you can't customize that one. I was like, damn, that would have been amazing. I need to get a little cup that says mini boss.
Hell yeah.
This is for the mini boss. And then she's like, why am I the mini boss? I was like, because you're little. I'm the big boss. You're the mini boss. That's how it goes.
Oh,
you know?
that pissed her off.
Just real angry, you know. I'm more like final boss. She's like the level before the final boss.
It's not your fault. It's just the way it is.
No. Right?
I
But
mean,
yeah,
that-
it makes her so angry. So angry. It's funny.
I mean,
I'll
this-
do weird shit. Like we'll be driving down the road and I like wipe her face, like all rubber chin, like under here, you know, just to fuck with her. Rubber ear, you know. I don't know if you've ever seen that Along Came Polly. When they're
Yeah.
like pissing at the urinal, he's like, good things. He keeps rubbing his ear. I do that shit all the time to her. She gets so mad. I don't know what Tony does to his wife. I'm sure he pisses her off somehow.
oh, yeah. Just
I don't
like
have a
today.
wife.
But yeah, just some random things that I was thinking about was like things that like really bother me. Like there's a handful of things that really bother me. One is like wet socks. You ever walk through the house, step in some way, you're like, you know, cat puke, you know, something crazy. You're like, oh my God, what is that?
Yeah, I can't walk around without socks on. I just can't.
Mhm.
I can't be barefoot like that.
No, and then wet socks, ooh, bad. It's like
Yeah.
once you take the socks off, like even if the socks are clean, like say you put them on your feet first, and then you walk around the house one time, you come back and you take them off for some reason, you can't put those socks back on. Those socks are done.
No.
Like those are wasted socks. Like we're just tossing those in the dirty clothes. For one, because if you put them on, even if they went on the right foot, they always feel like they were on the wrong foot. It's like, oh, this one was on the left foot. I know it. It's got my toe outline, my big toe
My
outline.
feet are
It's just-
nasty, though. So, like, when I take my sock off, I don't want to put it back on because I know it's probably stiff already. Stinks a little.
Yeah.
You know?
Tony's toes look like the ones from Dumb and Dumber, you know, when they're doing the little buff at the end.
You ever, I guess Justin wouldn't have this problem, but do you ever, like, see cat throw up or something and then just wait for your wife to clean it? Do you?
No, but like, I won't lie. When I was living with other people, there'd be
Yeah.
a time or two where, you know, there's something that needs to be addressed and I don't feel like addressing it.
Right.
I'm just not gonna deal with this. Somebody
I
else
hope,
can.
I hope my
This is
wife
someone
don't-
else's mess.
I hope my wife don't watch this episode anytime soon, but this morning I was leaving, I was grabbing the trash and taking it out, and I looked over at my slip-ons, you know, and there was puke all in them. It looked like the cat had puked and tried to like grab my shoes and cover up the puke. And I just looked at it, and I went to kick him out of the way, and I saw the shit underneath him, and I just grabbed him, slid him right back over the shit.
We're gonna just push it right
That's
back in
funny.
there.
I know
Yeah, 'cause
she.
that's
I
the
know she.
problem.
Yeah,
If she's going to
yeah,
find
nothing
them,
to see here.
she'd find both of those. So,
Yes. Oh, I came in the door today and it's all clean. So she cleaned it this morning before work.
Oh yeah, totally found it. Was like, oh, it must have happened after Tony left. No, it happened before Tony left.
Yeah,
and
because
Tony
she
just said,
hasn't
"Fuck
said
it."
nothing tonight, so she's probably like, "This fucking happened, and I'm gonna clean it." And now I'm telling on myself. But
See,
yeah,
my wife was the one that waited for me. She'd always say,
Yeah.
"Oh, I was too busy and I was running out the door with the kids," and they'd be like dog shit like everywhere. Like I'd come home and there's just like a mountain of dog shit. It was like, oh my god. I was like, really? Or she'd do the thing where she let the dog out, left the cage in, and then like the whole house smells like dog shit. I'm like, oh my god. Like, and I get it, whatever. Like you get busy, but hey,
and then my
it's like,
wife,
it's like I would like to win one of these. Just one.
Yeah.
every time she finds some like cat puke or cat shit, or like or dog shit or whatever it may be,
Does she blame you,
She'll-
Tony?
no,
Tony,
she
over here
she's
puking
like
again.
she's like, well, we're fucking having to clean this again, and I'm sure you walked by it 3 or 4 times, and I'm like, no, once. You know what I mean?
I don't know what
No,
you're
but-
talking about. I've never seen
yeah,
it.
like,
I have been known to step over stuff. Like
Yeah.
I'll be walking around, step over something, and I'm like, my sock's wet for some reason. What the fuck happened there?
Yeah,
And then you take your socks off, put the other ones on. Mostly by that time, my wife's already cleaned it up. Pissed. Did you see this? Yes.
no,
Yes, I did. I was actually coming back to clean it up because I didn't know why my sock was wet. And now you just solved it. You solved it.
I
Solved the
say
case.
I say no every time, even though sometimes I do see it. I'm like, no.
Oh
You
man,
know, I would have cleaned it, babe, if I'd have seen it.
What do
No,
you think?
nothing.
You think I'm just some lazy piece of shit? Come on. You're gonna give us
yes. I'm fully aware I'm a lazy piece of shit. It's fine.
Sometimes the kids will come running up to me and they'll be like, "Hey, so and so puked over there," and I'm like, "Shh, don't tell your mom you told me. Go tell your mom." I
I don't
told
know
my
what-
dad.
I don't know what you're telling me.
I don't know what the fuck's
No.
going on.
And then like, you ever step on goat heads? Like with socks on, with socks off, it don't matter. Like, like the little
Those
stickers,
suck.
little goat head stickers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are like,
fucking suck.
and they like they come out of nowhere. They're just like boom, they're there in your foot. And sometimes like you step on them, like, oh, that's bad. But it's the ones that you step on and you actually hear the pop. You're like, oh god, that one's in there deep. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
those
die.
ones are right.
Whole foot burns. You're like, my whole day's ruined.
Yeah, stickers ain't fun at all.
No. It's like I
Yep.
told Tony, I was like, if I ever walk out the house and I slip and fall down or something, I can say it's icy and
Tennessee,
you walk.
they've got those things, but on like steroids, like the size of a
Oh,
half
monsters.
dollar. Yeah.
At least you could see them.
Yeah.
The ones
yeah,
here-
that's true.
The ones here just look like dirt, and so I'm like, it's just dirt.
Right.
Step on
Yeah.
it.
Or
Not
like a
dirt.
little pebble or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, these are just boom. And
I got some hydro turf or whatever, not hydro turf,
Astro.
hydro seeding.
oh
to
yeah,
grow
I just
grass, and it was a while back, and it went to shit. I didn't water it enough. I went on vacation after I got it sprayed. Dude, where I got it sprayed is nothing but stickers. Like I grow the best stickers like in the world. Like they're thick, they're everywhere. They don't go away. But that's what happens when you don't fucking water grass seed, I guess. Because I was
Yeah,
always
I don't-
wondering where the hell does stickers come from? Like how the fuck?
It's not like I water weeds. I grow the best weeds out of anybody. My weeds are like trees.
And I never water.
No, there's
Yeah.
no water.
Yeah.
They're growing through the concrete. Straight
Yeah.
through the concrete in the
We've
in the
got
driveway.
this one
Boom.
in our front yard that we knock down like every time we cut the grass, and it grows so much quicker than everything else that it's like already a foot tall by the time you don't even have to cut the other shit yet.
No,
Yeah. It like
yeah, you
takes
give
the
it a
water.
week, it's like a forest. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, now I live in a forest. This is
Yep.
great.
Weeds are
Spiders and
crazy.
bugs and stuff everywhere. I've had too
Mm.
many renos of giant spiders. I don't need more.
Yeah, the pet
spiders out here.
tarantula.
Yeah, but at least that's like you wanted this spider. Like
Sure.
I walk outside and there's just a spider waiting for me, like looking at me. I was like, look at this thing.
I couldn't stand holding a spider as a pet. Like I couldn't imagine to fucking watch its legs walk on me, dude.
No,
No.
it's just like snakes, dude.
I'd
Snakes
want
all
to smash
slithery.
it. I'd be like,
Mm.
oh,
No, I'm out.
fuck away from me. No.
Yeah, they've got a little
would-
claw on the end of their like feet too.
Yeah, I
Yep.
didn't need to know that.
Yeah.
I could have lived my whole life without knowing a little
Did you
claw,
hold it
little-
all the time?
Yo.
I like every couple of weeks I get her out.
Yeah.
Her name was Scarlett O'Hare.
Scarlett O'Hare. Where'd that? How'd that come about?
Like Scarlett O'Hara.
Yeah, like the old actress Scarlett O'Hara. It was my
Oh.
mom's idea.
And Corey had one too. And what was its name?
Corey had one that like just died like 2 years ago. The
Yeah.
spider was like 20 years old. Her name was Roxanne.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spider lives like a turtle
Yeah.
forever.
So it's not dog years, huh? It's spider years.
Spider years.
Spider
It's an
years.
actual thing.
Ugh. 20
Yeah,
is
no,
the
like-
new 80.
Dude, we went and cut the weeds down in the backyard one time, right? Because I had, my forest. I went out there, mowed them all down. My wife goes out the front door to take the trash out, and I'm in the garage. Garage is shut, and all I hear her is her freaking out, like, screaming. And so we open, she gets the garage open. I was like, what is going on out there? She's like, there's a giant spider on the steps looking at me. In my mind, like, her giant spiders are like that, like little like dime-sized spiders.
Oh yeah.
So I'm thinking, I'm barefoot, and I'm like, I'm just going to handle this damn spider, whatever. I walk out there, dude, this spider was humongous. Here's a big old fat son of a bitch. I was like, oh, that is.
You went
I
and got
can't
the
just-
steel toes for that one.
No, I went and got the Swiffer,
Hey, Justin, did you see how he did the Illuminati sign? Did you see that? How you put that in there?
I didn't know.
He was like a spider like this.
Isn't it
noticed
like
that.
this, though? Like, it's got to be more like this, right?
You know, you're doing like,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I thought this was more Illuminati. According to Jim Carrey
that
on one
was-
of those late night shows, he did this one.
I thought that was rock.
Oh, no, man. I'm just making this shit up as
Oh.
I go.
It's your boy.
But yeah, so I go to kill it with that damn Swiffer. And I don't know if you know the Swiffer, like the end paddle, like rotates pretty
Oh
freely.
yeah.
And I wanted to give it like the big chop.
You missed
And that
it.
end paddle went like this, straight up and down, went straight in the ground. Yep. And then it started coming after me. I was like, oh my God. Got it the second time, thank God, because had I missed it with the second one, I'd have been running screaming like my wife. I wouldn't have been, like, I held it together for like, oh, missed. Oh, okay, we're good. Had that second one not been good, no, I'd have been screaming. I'd been like, we're done with this spider. See ya. It lives here now.
There's a split second where a guy can act tough.
Yeah.
You
You have,
shit
you
don't
have
go
a,
your way after that fucking second. You're like,
you have a split moment in time where everything is like, I'm cool. I am not cool. We are panicked.
Oh
we are
yeah.
in problem. Yeah, we got
It's a
trouble.
thin
We got
line.
trouble. Like, you can keep that poker face only so long, and then like, oh, that's big. It's coming.
Yeah, it's
We're
big and it's coming towards you. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not
Screaming.
gonna.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, to the spider, I probably look like a giant. I was like, oh, look at this big old fat dude. He gonna kill me. I'm gonna try and bite him. You know what I mean? At least he's got
Yeah.
like a fight in him. I'm like, that spider. I whiffed twice. I'm out. You
Yeah.
win.
He earned his life.
Yeah,
Like,
you earned
fuck
this.
it.
House.
I missed twice.
Yeah,
You
it's
want to
like-
live in my house? You want to go sleep
yeah,
in
it's
the
like,
bed with my
pick
wife?
a room. Pick a room. Do what you gotta.
Go play
Turn the
Mortal
TV on.
Kombat.
Yeah, turn the TV on. Do whatever you want to do. You live here now. Horrible, man. But yeah. Oh, and then I have girls. I have 2 girls that live in the house right now, and my oldest.
Well, 3.
My oldest is transitioning. She was a girl, and now she wants to be a boy or becoming a boy. I don't know how that works. Anyway, she likes glitter. Like, all of them liked glitter. Like, that was the thing with the girls. They all like glitter and beads. Do you know what my most hated things in the world are? Glitter and beads. I absolutely hate glitter.
Does
Glitter
your
gets
wife
everywhere.
accuse you of like hitting strip clubs?
No, it's just the simple fact that, like, you can clean up all the glitter everywhere, and then there's still glitter. Like, it's
Mhm.
infinite. Like, glitter is infinite. Like, it lasts forever. Like, you can have 2 little pieces of glitter, 2 little morsels of glitter, and somehow you'll find that 2 morsels of glitter like a week later. You're like, why? Why is it on my cheek? Why is it like
Paste
on my
it on there
eyelid?
too.
Yeah,
It's always on the
Like,
face.
you can't even scrape it. Like, you're like, I'm trying to scrape this off. This glitter is not coming off.
What kind of
It's like
beads
super
don't
glue
you
glitter.
like? Let's be specific here on the beads.
Oh, like the bracelet beads. Like they make all the friendship bracelet beads. They're like real tiny. God, I hate those beads.
I thought you were talking about the ones like that big.
No anal
No.
beads. We haven't had anal beads in the house, so that's good. If we did, my wife would be trying to shove them in my ass. I can't have that. It's
Jeez.
terrible.
No go.
My wife, she's going for her doctorate, right? And then she keeps telling me, "Oh yeah, I'm going to have to practice prostate exams." I was like, "Oh, go practice." She's like, "You want me to stick my hands up somebody else's ass?" Yes, 100% Yeah, go pick somebody. I don't care, not me.
You
She's
can
like,
get
"Oh
it.
no, I've got to practice on you." I was like, "No, you don't got to practice on me."
She'll
I
get
said,
out of
"Because
your
you
system
wouldn't-
at work.
dude, it wouldn't be medical on me. She'd be like, like hard. Yeah, there would be no like, I see, look, I got to check again. I'm like, no,
I
I
think
can't
feel
trust you.
some.
Yeah, well, what's
Uh,
in there? Nothing is in there. Your hand. Trying to clap? What the hell are you doing?
Then you might like it, and then what the fuck's gonna happen?
Oh,
Two
yeah.
hands. That's what
Yep.
you got. Two dragons.
Yeah, two. Can you make it 3? Are you gonna try that out on me again? You need practice.
I think you're out of practice. No, but I'm like, yeah, no, dude, I don't even like when the toilet paper rips and you touch your ass. I don't like that. That's
Yeah,
weird.
that's gross.
That is a bad feeling. I'm like, no, this is a
Yeah.
no for me. Like,
And
it's a
every
hard
time
no.
that happens, you have to shit more.
Yep.
It like triggers your asshole. It's like, no, like,
Nope.
I gotta shit some more.
Yeah, evacuate. That's what it's saying. Evacuate. Get out of here.
It's going out.
It's the
Whatever
no-fly
happened.
zone.
Yes.
Uh,
Whatever happened, it's got to leave. Yes, I agree. It has to leave now. Terrible, man. Terrible. And then I was reading this other thing on like Redbox. Like, I don't know if you ever used Redbox, like to rent movies and stuff.
Yeah, a
You
lot
know,
when I was
they got those
younger.
little kiosks and stuff. Apparently, they went out of business.
Going out of business.
They already did. They filed like Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
What?
And
Aren't
yeah,
they
like,
a streaming platform now, though?
I don't know.
I think
I know all
Netflix
their,
just destroyed them.
yeah. Well, all their kiosks, like, they aren't going to pick them up. As crazy as that sounds, yeah. I was like, so you're not going to pick up your kiosk? You're just
They're
going to leave them
leaving
just
there
chilling?
to rot.
Yeah. So there's like actual like companies, so people forming companies to go and pick up these kiosks, because apparently, like, if you cash in the scrap metal and you sell the DVDs off, you can make like $300 to $500 on the stuff in there.
It's not
Because it's
bad.
DVDs, it's games, all that stuff. I was like, man, how do you get into that? I was like, I'd do that. I'd go grab like 4 or 5 machines.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently like the bolts are like anchored into the ground. You know, they have concrete anchors. So you just got to cut those off and then you can pull the machine out. I
I
was like,
show
oh,
up with the grinder, dude, next at McDonald's, cutting this thing out. I don't think it's gonna go well.
no, that's what you got to call them. Like, you got to call them in advance. Hey, I'm here to remove this machine. And be like, okay. And then,
If
you know,
sound
you,
confident enough, they're not going to tell you no.
you only need one item
Yeah.
besides the grinder. You know what it is.
I'm
A
Tony
safety
from
vest.
I'm not sick.
No,
Here to take
you,
your
you,
fucking
you show up in a
dogs.
safety vest and a hard hat. Dude, safety vest and hard hat, you can go wherever the hell you can go in McDonald's. You
Yeah.
can go in there, make
You
yourself
can
an
walk
ice
in the
cream and
back.
leave.
Hey, you can get on the
You'd be
roof,
like-
fuck shit up.
You can do whatever
With
you want
enough
to do.
confidence, you can, anything.
I'm here
Yeah.
to fix the ice cream machine. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, definitely, that's legit.
Yeah, they're like, oh,
Yeah.
ours isn't broken. I was like, well, I got to test it to make sure. And
Yeah.
then you
You
make
gotta
yourself a little
make
ice
me-
cream. You're like, yep, works good. I'm out.
gotta
And then you
make
just
me
leave.
one.
And no one would ever question it. They'd be like, he knows what he's doing. Really? So, like, you just do the same thing with the machine, except, you call in advance and give them a ring, be like, hey, I'm going to, remove that Redbox machine. I'm going to send a couple guys out. And they're like, oh, okay, sounds good. And then when you get there, you just tell them, hey, yeah, I'm here to remove the machine. I talked to so-and-so. And they're like, he did talk to so-and-so. And then you go out there with your little vest on, your little hard hat, cut it, go. You just can't show up in like a jalopy. You can't show up in like a Daewoo Lalos or nothing. You gotta
Yeah, if you have like a
actually have
nice
a
truck.
truck and like a dolly to like get it in.
Yeah.
If you get that, you're good. Maybe a little insignia. You can probably just get a magnet, stick it on your car, and be like, there we go.
Easy.
It could say Domino's. Nobody cares. They're like, see, Domino's delivery service, whatever it is. We're good to go. Yeah, it's just one thing. Like, I saw a whole TikTok video. I sent it to Tony. I was like, you got to see this. This is crazy. I was like, I didn't know they were just leaving the Redbox stuff. Like, just,
I'm
Yeah.
down to go get the ones around my area. I just want to get
dude, I got 2 within a block. Like, I got one at the Loafing Jug and one at the Walgreens.
I got a 7.5 inch grinder. Like I spent like
Yeah,
a ton of money
dude,
on that
we
DeWalt fucking grinder.
We need like a little, that's it. We could take my Dremel and just be like, "Bzz, done. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, I was
Bundy.
going to look more into it. Like, I was like, I got to pull this up, see if this is an actual thing. Because really, like, I don't really care about the DVDs. Like, if I can get money out of the scrap, like, if me and
Yeah,
Tony
like if
go
there's
spend
copper wire in there and shit.
yeah,
Like,
well, because apparently there's refrigerant. So if there's refrigerant, there's got to be some kind of copper line.
Yeah.
So you got to dispose of the refrigerant. But if it's that, what's the one that evaporates? Like, if you just poke the hole in it, it'll evaporate.
Like what line?
Like the refrigerant that goes in
Like
the line.
the R22.
Yeah. Like, because I know one of them, like, if you just poke a hole in the line, it'll just evaporate. Like, it'll
Yeah.
spray into the nothing and then evaporate.
Because one's liquid, one's a vapor line.
Yeah.
Hey, so I got to tell you a story. Started this fasting and shit, right? Because I was watching a lot of shit online, and then the Bible says fasting is good. And there's spiritual fasting and then, weight loss fasting and this and that. And I started looking into all this shit. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do these shots of cayenne and fucking coconut oil and lime,
I
salt.
told him,
and
I was like,
shit.
dude, that coconut oil is a laxative, dude.
So
It's like 1 to 2 tablespoons of coconut oil a day. Like, you're going to shit your pants.
I haven't shit
And
my
he's like,
pants
no.
yet.
So I pulled it up
I-
on Google. I was like, look.
I haven't shit my pants, but I can feel like the bloating part is like gone, right? I'm not saying I lost weight in a week, but like I can feel like the extra, like the weird feeling about being fat. You only know about this what I'm talking about if you've been fat. Like it's like that extra
I
like
know what you're
bloat.
talking about. Yeah.
Like it's gone, right? So then I'm looking up Joe Rogan workouts, right? Because I just want something to follow. I don't want nothing intense. I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. I just want something to keep me, lean. Get lean and stay lean. So I look up this Joe Rogan workout, right? And he's using a kettlebell and he's doing swings with it, right? In his legs, he's swinging it out, going back, swinging it. And then he does like presses like this, right? And then he holds it up and then he like does stretches like he bends down and shit. And he's using a 75-pound kettlebell. So I'm doing math in my head. I'm like, he does 75, I could do 50. My wife buys me this kettlebell for $80, 50 pounds. It comes in this evening. And I go to pick this motherfucker off the porch, dude. I got to use 2 hands and I waddle it in. I'm like, how the fuck am I going to do this workout? So I take it out of the box and I grab that fucker. The handle on it's like gigantic. It looks like a fucking boulder. It's not. It's like this. But and I go to pick it up, man. It feels like I'm fucking wielding fucking Thor's hammer. I'm like, the fuck? And I try to swing it out in front of me, dude. My shoulder pops. I try to lift it above my head, dude, and I'm like shaking, thinking my wrist is gonna give out. It's gonna smash my head. I'm like, what the fuck? I should have got 25 pounds.
Hands.
I was like, I ain't no bitch. I was like, if Joe Rogan's doing 75, I could do 50. No, don't do 50.
You got to start at
35
10.
max. But now I told her, I was like, can you get me like a 25 pound? She goes, I spent $80 on that. You're gonna freaking use it. I was like, all right. So I went back to and dude, I'm all swinging my whole body weight. Oh, it's terrible. But I'm gonna have to figure it out. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but
That's some hard swings where you feel the whole fat and everything move. You're like, oh my God, this is too much moving.
I'm thinking this is me lying to myself, but I'm thinking because I didn't eat all day today until I got home. Fasted from last night all the way till this evening.
I fasted
like,
from last night till this afternoon.
And I'm like, maybe I'm just weak from not eating. Tomorrow when I actually eat, I'll try working out and maybe I'll have my strength back. I'm not trying to psych myself into it, dude, because this is not looking good. I got way too heavy of weight of a kettlebell. It's ridiculous. Like I
You're
live
going to have
50
these 2
pounds.
hands, dude.
I live shit at work. Like I box shit up and it's like 50 pounds on the scale. I feel like I handle it good. This
A
fucking
lot of it's
kettlebell,
grip
dude.
strength too. I mean,
Yeah. Well, I'm
trying to
using
grip
2 hands on a
75 pounds.
Yeah. And then this motherfucker is like a nice fucking gigantic handle. It just looks heavy. Yeah. I'm like, fuck this thing.
You're psyching yourself out just based on the handle. You're like, man, that's a really nice handle.
Dude,
I ain't going to be able to lift this thing.
when I went to go get the box off the porch and I was like, I have to use 2 hands and I got to waddle. I was like, what happened to my strength? Like, I had it in my 20s. Like, where'd it go?
That's what
It's
happens when
gone.
you get old.
Dude,
Age gets you.
dude. Yeah, it embarrassed me. So I decided to tell the world. But yeah. Did
Well, yeah,
you
no,
fast too, though, right? Daryl?
Oh yeah, I fast, but mine is not a religious or a hunger thing. It's a nobody in my house cooks thing. we all come home and then what do you want for dinner? No one says anything, so nothing gets made. It's pretty cool. Like nothing happens. So
You're all gonna
Everyone's,
starve.
Self
Yeah,
consistent.
so dude, my kids have like cereal or air fry something, They got little things they make. My wife, like, she can never decide what she wants to eat. So, that's the eternal struggle. Like, hey, what sounds good? I don't know. Well, then I started doing the semaglutide shots because I got type 2 diabetes. So I had to do the semaglutide shots because, they help better. And I don't got to take pills because I absolutely hate pills. Anyway, start taking those shots. Well, it kills your whole appetite. Like it makes you not want to eat. It actually kills everything. Like any motivation to do a lot of shit, like kind of just takes it away. Like you're like, oh man, I just don't have the motivation to do this or eat that or like eat like my favorite thing in the world was food. I used to love to eat food. So much food. Fucking love Jersey Mike's. That's my favorite place,
Oh,
dude.
Jersey
God.
Mike's. I love it.
Dude, Jersey Mike's, that little cherry pepper relish. Oh my God.
I love that shit.
Delicious.
That stuff is so good.
You have to get it. You have
It's
to get it.
addicting.
Yes.
It is.
There's no
Bro.
taste like that.
So I ate chicken like 4 days ago. I ate 3 breasted chicken during the day. Fasted the next day. Took some shots of cayenne and shit. Didn't shit. That day I ate it. The day after I didn't fucking shit.
Yeah, it's like your body was dying.
Barely shit the next day. Barely little shit. Dirty my butt. That's it. This guy brings in Jersey Mike's. I ate that fucking sandwich. Dude, shit. Like shit. I was like, God damn. Like, I don't know
It's
if my
the
body
oil.
liked the chicken, and it was like this Jersey Mike's is nothing but bad. Like, but it instantly, dude. That cherry relish and that jalapeno and that vinegar just was like
That's what it is.
fucking.
It's the spice, man. It's
Some
the cherry relish and the
Coffee
jalapeno.
in there.
Just get you.
Yeah, it was
It's
bad.
probably in the bread. You know, there's probably a little laxative in the bread or something. You know, they're like, oh, let's put a little of this in the bread. That's why the bread tastes so good.
Yeah.
We got to make sure you can shit this out so you can eat more. That's where you come back.
Shrimp.
Drop another
Jer-
20 on a sandwich.
Jersey Mike's is addicting. There's cocaine in there.
So it has to be.
Best, most superior sub restaurant chain.
Yes.
Yes.
Dude, watch them cut that meat all fucking skilled and shit. I was like, all you guys are skilled on this. I'm terrible at cut. Dude, if I did that, I'd slice a finger. It'd be,
Yeah.
There goes my finger. We're done.
When you show up to a place and everybody looks like they know how to do their job, it feels good. It should feel good.
Right?
You know?
You walk in, you're like, these guys know.
You
can't
guys
show
when
have
you
your
walk-
shit together. Good for you.
You can't show up to our work and see that.
No. But no, like, I'm just saying, you walk into, if I walk into Jersey Mike's, the normal one we go to, they know who I am. They're like, oh, here you go. I don't even have to say my name.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
like, there's
That's
that guy.
what's
There
up.
you go. I'm like, man, it's like, am I that like notorious at this? Of course, I do order like 2-3 sandwiches every time we go there. You know, if it's me and Tony or me, Tony and Josh, or when it was Phil, when Phil was there still, we'd get Phil one.
Oh yeah, Phil. I miss Phil.
Dude, Phil was the napkin master, dude. Like,
Man, I'm just trying to get me a burger.
What are you doing this weekend? Trying to eat. Trying to get me some food, man.
I love
as long as
that
that dude
guy.
had napkins, he was good to go, man.
Yeah.
Like, he had to have like a stack of napkins. Like, we made sure we had extra, like, triple napkins for that guy.
Those little brown ones that come in the Jersey Mike order
They disintegrate.
disintegrated. Looked like a fucking like 5 mice try to fucking make a nest, dude. It was everywhere. It was all over him and it was all over the ground.
It was stuck to Phil's face, his fingers, the ground, his shirt. I'm like, oh my God,
And
Phil.
he had the mustard all over his lip. And he looks at us. He's like, you know how I am with these napkins. Like,
That's what we
yeah,
couldn't help but
bro.
laugh, too.
It's everywhere. Fuck.
And the one time we switched it up on him, we got Chiba Hut. That dude threw up that whole sandwich. Because like normally at Jersey Mike's we get him like the regular, you know, me and Tony were plowing down the Giants. But Chiba Hut, they only make the large size, or they make like the pinner or whatever it is. You know, and
that
they got
weed
one in the middle, but
terminology.
it's like pinner, blunt, and there's another one. But it's either the little one or the big one, pretty much at
No diddy.
Chiba Hut. So we got it. We got him the same one we got. You know, I got him the same big sandwich we got. That dude, for as little as he was, he put that whole fucking sandwich down. I was like, oh my God. I was like, Phil like threw down like hard. And then he was out there working with Mike and somebody else who running around. He's like, Tony comes in, he's like, Phil threw up that whole sandwich. He said, I was running so hard. He's like, they had me working so fast. It was so hot. I was like, oh, Phil, I was like, we're getting you the baby sandwich from now on.
Phil didn't come back from break, dude. Like, he would like go to break, go to lunch, and like come back like 15 minutes later. So like Mike was over there doing his job. So when he got back, he was nervous because Mike was doing it. But he tried to keep up with Mike, and he was all like, ran outside. He's all over the trash can.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Justin knows. I told Josh to get on here, but he's afraid too.
Josh always. Plus, his Niners are playing right now. He probably thinks it's bad luck.
They are playing right. Yeah.
Who's winning?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was 3-3 last I looked, and I was like, it's gonna be an ugly game. Me and Tony picked the Rams, for our other
Mistake.
podcast.
Dude, Greenlaw's playing out of his mind.
I bet he's the first game
Bosa's
back.
They just, the offenses are
But
just
sloppy.
terrible.
Yeah, it's just a sloppy game, which is okay. Keep it sloppy. It's good for me.
Sloppier the better.
Yes.
Slop it up.
You hurt yourself when it gets sloppy, though.
Yeah, get a little too wild,
Yeah.
You start getting that confidence. You're like, this ain't gonna end well. Going to Justin here, because I think all this came up because you were fasting, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think so.
I think Tony had mentioned something to me about I looked like I lost some weight or something like that.
Yeah. And he's like, I
Yeah.
just bought shirts to fit me. I'm like, oh, that's the key. All right.
Tony's been swimming in a couple of shirts that are a size bigger than he
I
normally
hate
wears.
it, man. I hate it. I like the tight to my. Well, I don't care if I look fat in my shirt. I don't want to feel fat in my shirt.
He likes it to
And-
accentuate the boobies a little bit, and push them up.
Yeah.
When you're a double X wearer and you wear a triple X shirt, it's not a good feeling.
I mean, I should have just been wearing like larges, but I was wearing double X women.
it's not a good feeling.
No, it's weird.
See, I had a lymph node that was swollen, like at the bottom of my ribs, and if I wore a shirt that was like the size I need, for some reason, like that would like start squeezing. I was like, I don't like the way that feels. So I got a bigger shirt, and then Tony made fun of me, and then Tony got the same shirts.
My wife
but-
went and bought me bigger shirts, and I was like,
But Tony gets the extra added little pocket that makes his shirt seem
and
like
it's
it
a
was
V-neck,
sizes
dude.
too big.
It's like I'm
yeah,
like,
well,
God,
V-neck with a little
interesting.
pocket. I was like, dude, it's the pocket that makes it look fat.
bad look. So I wear those on Thursdays.
Yeah.
It's my Thursday shirt.
Yeah,
Or my
and
Wednesday.
on Wednesdays he wears pink,
I wear my shirts I like on Monday, Tuesday. Start the week off right.
and then you're like,
I'll
whatever.
be honest.
I'll just grab it.
I try to break it up, and I'll only wear 3 shirts a week, like a work week.
Yeah.
Because I've got my shirts that I know are for work, and they're gonna get like kind of fucked up. I don't really care if I'm gonna be stinking and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I got my work shirts. Like
Yeah.
this is a work shirt. I have 4
Right.
others, like just same brand, same kind, just different color.
Yeah.
Work shirts.
Yeah.
Because like if I'm gonna wear them to work, I was like, that's the one I'm wearing to work. Might as well.
I blew my zipper apart today.
What?
He lost so much
my
weight, he
wife,
shot a button off his zipper.
no. My wife bought me jeans from the Ark or Goodwill or something to wear to work.
Hey, jeans? Were they skinny jeans?
No, that's jeans. But so I got this urge to shit today because I'll get the urge. I'm like, yeah, shit. I ran to the bathroom. I undid the button and I zipped it down just like this much, just enough to get it past my legs. Like, sit down real quick. And I farted. And I was like, no shit, game. I still wiped my ass just to make sure it wasn't a wet fart. And then I went to go pick my pants up and pull them up my legs, dude. And it was only down that much, the zipper. I pulled up, it got stuck a little bit. I pulled harder. Dude, it ripped I had no zipper today.
Oh man.
I kept having to check to see if anything was like showing. I was good. But yeah, she was pissed off. She's like, I just bought you those. I was like, I know. She's like, you're too fat. I'm like, I had nothing to do with you fat. I take
That's
a
why you gotta
shit.
get the stretchy jeans, man. I started
Those
buying
are-
the stretchy
those are
jeans a long
nice.
time ago. Oh, I love the stretchy jeans. There's so much room for activities in these stretchy jeans,
Dude, they're
Run
nice.
around.
They're dangerous though, because you can get bigger and not know it.
Oh yeah,
That's
they
true,
stretch
yeah.
with you. You don't
you
even
can gain
know.
20 pounds and be like, shit, I'm good.
You're like, man, when
Yeah.
I bought these, I was a 36. Somehow I'm a 38. How? That
They're
elastic
still
is
loose.
it's killing.
But yeah, so it all started with me asking Justin if he lost weight. 'Cause I'm starting this new fast thing, and Justin looked like he was onto something. So I went and asked him. And then he said he had a story to tell. He was going to tell you guys a story. And I thought
Oh,
it was a
yeah.
great idea.
Yeah,
So
so
yeah, all
Tony
you,
came
buddy.
to me and said that he had this podcast, and that's dope. And then a big reason I've lost like 85 pounds, and I mean it's taken me a year and 7 months. But I think the biggest thing was I quit drinking. It's just kind of wild how much, like a cup of whiskey, that's like 400 calories. It's insane because it's all these carbohydrates, sugars. And yeah, so it kind of got me thinking about my story with alcohol and everything. Yeah. So,
So, like, was that your go-to? Did you go to whiskey, or was it like beer, whiskey, whatever, or was it always
whiskey.
like a certain thing?
So, so did you just start drink? When did you start drinking? Like what age?
I like 19.
And what
Um,
got you doing it? Like just tried it and you liked
I
it?
tried it and I like got drunk and I was like, this, the way I felt was how I imagined how like people were just supposed to feel all the time if they were living the good life. I don't know, it de-escalated really, really fast, to the point where I was 23 years old and like full blown alcoholic. I was drinking almost two 750 milliliter bottles of Jim Beam a day. You know, drinking at work, drinking right when I wake up in the morning because I'd be nauseous in the morning. And the only thing that would make me feel better was to take a drink.
Where did you
Yeah.
work?
Worked at a liquor store.
Oh man,
So, I mean, it was easy then.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's like bringing the pot of gold to the leprechaun. You know, it's like,
exactly.
oh, here you go.
Yeah.
You've won. You're like, yay, look at this. You
Yeah.
don't even have to go far.
How did you build up your tolerance to that, or is that what you just started with? Two
It took
seven
me a
fifties?
long time to get to that
Okay,
point.
because I was like, God, that's a lot, dude.
Well, if you start drinking at 19 and this is 23, that's like 4 years. So,
Yeah, I
you know,
mean,
there's a
Yeah.
window there where you just keep
That-
bumping it up. You
and
know?
that was daily for how long?
That was daily for 3 years probably. And then I got to this point where I was nauseous all the time and I was just throwing up constantly, couldn't keep water down. And I dealt with that for like 2 days and I went to the hospital and they did blood work on me. They come into the room and this whole time I've been like lying to my family about how much I've been drinking. They come in the room and they're like, well, one, there's alcohol in your blood right now. Two, your pancreas, your kidneys, and your liver are in really, really bad shape. And I asked for something for the pain. They gave me morphine, and it made my blood pressure just. And that's the last thing I remember for like 3 weeks.
Jeez. So
uh,
were you in a coma, or was it just your memory was just gone at that point?
They put me in a medically induced coma to get me through the withdrawals because it was too much for my body to handle. At the same time, I had like necrotizing pancreatitis and kidney failure.
Jeez.
There was just too much going on.
So with the kidney failure, like, are your kidneys recovered now?
They're good now, and the only saving grace I have is because this happened when I was as young. I had to have dialysis like 7 times, I think. But after
Jeez.
that, I was
Dang, because I think of dialysis and what I thought I knew about it. And it's like once you go on dialysis, you have to stay on it.
I think that was
Like,
a
that's what
worry for them. But I was able to rebound. It was, I don't know, it was kind of a miracle. I shouldn't be alive right now.
Sounds like a testimony of God right there.
Right.
I remember,
Saved for a reason, man.
yeah, I have a very vivid memory wanting I don't know what they're called, like the chaplain or whatever, to come into the room because I
Yeah.
just wasn't doing well. And she wanted him to like pray over me. And it was just, it's a very surreal feeling when stuff like that happens. And it's strange because my memory is really, really spotty from that. Like, I was in the hospital like 2 months. But I remembered that really, really clearly.
So are you completely alcohol free now?
Yeah, I've been sober for almost a year and 8 months.
Damn.
Did you replace
So-
it with another vice? Like,
I haven't, no.
I know, back in high school, I used to smoke weed.
Right.
And then, like, when I was like, oh, I got to stop smoking weed because this is getting, like, ridiculous expensive. And it's
Right.
hard to find, you know? Can't just find it anywhere.
Mhm.
And then started smoking. So that was terrible. And
Yeah.
then, then I went to college that was like in a building. It was downtown Denver. And you had to run the steps because like they had two elevators that went the whole building. But if you waited for the elevator, you were going to be late for class. So you got to run the steps.
Mhm.
Dude, I started running those steps. I'd be wheezing for like half the class. My classes were 4 hours long. 2 hours, I'm like, they're trying to ask you questions and shit. Can't breathe. I'm like, this is terrible. I gotta stop this. And then I had like a spot on my teeth, like right here. I was like, oh, there's a little black spot there. We gotta stop this. It's
Yeah.
gotta be the cigarettes.
Mhm.
So stop smoking. Then you replace it with something else. Like for me, there's always like a replacement for something. Right now, I'm just
Yeah.
addicted to like soda. Soda's like my fucking horrible addiction.
I was
If I cut that,
lucky.
if I was to cut that out, it'd probably be better.
Yeah.
But
I was lucky because I went from the hospital. Well, I was supposed to go from the hospital right to an inpatient rehab center.
yeah,
And but the first night in the rehab center, they came in and took my vitals, and my oxygen was all low, so I had to go back to the hospital. I had a pulmonary embolism, so they think a
gee,
blood clot broke off in my legs and traveled up into my lungs, and it was just a bunch of bad shit that kept happening. But they got that taken care of. I was on blood thinners, and I was in the hospital for like another 4 days.
geez, that's that's insane, man.
Been
Yeah,
through some shit.
it
Yeah,
was a
no
whole
kidding.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Is there? What did you? I guess what's the moral of the story? Like, what do you? If somebody's going through what you were going through, what would you say to them?
Well, first, I think that the whole like pandemic thing, it really changed people's relationships that they have with alcohol and stuff. And it just became more acceptable to drink more often and everything. I don't know. It's just that there is help out there for you. You feel like you have to get to the point where you hit your rock bottom, and you know that you can lose everything, and that's gotta kind of like smack you in the fucking head and wake you up. And but it did, because I'm a year and 7 months sober now. Bought a house last week. I turned my whole life around, and it's doable for everybody. People always like tell me that it's weird that it stuck the first time that I've tried to get sober, and I was like, it's there's just not an option for me to not be sober.
well, a lot of that's like willpower too.
Yeah,
Power of the mind, power, and it was just strong-willed. Like it happens. Like there's some people that like they don't get the hint the first time or the second time or the third time or the 57th time, and then finally it's like, yeah, I got to do something.
Yeah.
Some people wait till it's too late and they're like, oh, I'm going to change now. It's like, yeah, but you should have done it, 30 years ago, and it would have changed a lot of stuff for you.
exactly. Yeah.
Like, me and Tony, we grew up and our family owned a bar. So we grew up around liquor all the time, like from birth, It was always accessible to us, like, we'd come stay at my grandma's house. My grandma had a keg in the bar or in the garage, and like they made a bar in the garage, and then they had a keg in there all the time. So anytime you wanted a beer, anytime you wanted just a little taste of beer, you're like 5 years old, getting a little, just a little something with beer. Boom.
Right.
I was drunk for the first time ever in my life at 5 years old. My mom came to me and she's like, what is going on with him? She's trying to feed me. I see like 3 burritos spinning around the air. Yeah, I was drunk as hell.
Yeah.
But, it was like, you always saw everybody else doing it. You always saw the adults and the grown-ups doing it. So you're like, that's not that bad. And for a little kid, like a little
Yeah.
sip at a time, dude, you take like 4 or 5 sips, you
Oh yeah, you're
can't
messed
see,
up.
Yeah, hanging face and stuff. It's weird.
That's like
My
30 years straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad,
30 years of
when I was
drinking.
growing up, my dad had a lot of problems with alcohol and everything. And I know that they say that can kind of be passed down from, father to son or whatever. But up until the day I went into the hospital, I maintained that like I did not have a problem, and that I was just like having fun and doing whatever.
Yeah, it's just part of life, right? I'm just living
Yeah.
life. But, yeah, that's always how it goes,
Yeah.
like I drink now, but I don't drink like all the time.
Mm.
I'll like social drink, like I'll have a beer at like Thanksgiving or a
Yeah.
mixed drink at Thanksgiving or something like, or at Easter or Christmas.
I'm 4 days sober
Oh yeah.
of alcohol. It's rough. I like
Yeah.
it.
Tony
But
decided to cut out everything: food,
I'm really
liquor.
trying to lose this weight, man. So like I'm sacrificing it all. Like I want to be healthy. I want to be here for a while for my kids and shit. So
Hell yeah.
Tony had to throw away his porno mags, everything.
I've been
Everything's
addicted to
done.
a lot of things. I've been addicted to
Full
a lot of
circle.
things. And I take it to the extreme with everything I get addicted to. And I've stopped it all. But alcohol's been the worst, the hardest. It's so
Mm.
like it's so easy. Like
It's
you know,
very
you could
accessible.
you could drink in somebody else's house. You could drink at home. You could drink inside of a restaurant. You could drink and drive if you. I mean,
You
if
can
you
drink at the
wanted to.
theater now. Like that's the craziest thing. Like you go to a movie theater, they got liquor and stuff there now. You're like, this
Yeah,
is
they've
crazy.
got a whole whole
They got a
setup.
whole bar.
I mean, you can't go out and just do cocaine everywhere you go. You can't go out and smoke in anybody's house
you
or
can.
smoking.
I mean, it depends on where you go, Tony.
And it not be noticeable. You know what I mean? Like
I'm
it's
just saying, like,
like no taboo shit. Like
Yeah, no,
you could
cocaine in the
have a
90s
drink.
was everywhere.
You could have a drink anywhere, and people be like, "Oh, that's normal." So it's
Yeah.
and it's
But,
like it's like something you do naturally. Like you drink I mean, drinking something in your everyday life, like water and other shit. So like mixing a little mixed drink because it's just I don't know. It's the hardest thing for me to stop.
little mixed drink, wind down, You're like, you're looking for that feeling of just like, oh, okay, I'm calm now, I'm good.
Yeah,
And then it goes from calm to like every other emotion, like immediately.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. But
That's crazy.
I'm hoping I could do 30 days like solid and then see how I feel,
because
Yeah, that'd be
Tony
cool.
Tony was a pretty heavy smoker for a while, and he quit that
dude.
a
Like
couple years
2
ago.
packs a day.
Yeah, you told me about that, I think. And you were like smoking and dipping at the same time and stuff.
Yeah. So I was a heavy smoker. Went and started out at the steel mill here, and I worked there for 10 years. During that 10 years, somebody there was like always telling me every day, like, hey, take a dip. It's peach skull. It's really good. I'm like, and then one day I was like, let me try some of that. A little dip, and I got a little sick off of it, so I didn't do it. Just kept smoking 2 packs a day, and then another day came where I didn't have any cigarettes. I forgot my cigarettes. Didn't buy any before work, and I was like, give me a dip. So I chewed like half a can of this shit. And then after that, I was going and buying 2 packs of cigarettes and a can of chew like every day,
Yeah.
doing both. And then I stopped chewing. Well, I didn't really stop completely, but I stopped doing it so much. And then I started smoking more. And then to stop smoking, I went to cigars. Like to stop smoking so much cigarettes, I went to cigars, little prime time cigarettes. And I was smoking like a pack of those a day. Went back to chewing and smoking them. And then I went to vaping to quit both. And then I was chewing, smoking, and vaping. And I was like,
Yeah,
God damn, like,
you hear this guy vaping, and it was like he was like blowing bubbles in a pool. It was just like, I was like, good Lord,
Dude,
man.
and
I was
I'm-
like, how do you still have the lung power? Like,
and
for
I'm-
as long as you smoke, you shouldn't be able to down it like that.
That's
And
So
I'm
he was
sit-
hitting the biggest bong in the world. Just
I got
was like-
some lungs, man. But the one thing that I crave the most out of those 3 things is vaping. It was the hardest thing to quit out of those 3.
is it because it tasted good?
Tasted good, and it gave you the
'Cause it smelled
sensation of
good?
smoking. The smell good, it tasted good. You could switch up. I mean, it was just, God, it's addicting as fuck, man. And I miss that the most.
Yeah.
Because I'll sit here, like when I was drinking here and there, like every time I would take a drink of my beer, I would like look for the vape.
Yeah, it's like something you kind of do in
Oh
tandem.
man, yeah. And
Yeah.
I used to love that fucking Red Bull. It was a Red Bull Ice, fucking vape. I don't know, like this disposable or Alf Bar. It was like an Alf Bar or some shit. It was fucking Red Bull Ice, dude, and it was fucking good as fuck, dude. And I every time I would take a drink of a beer, I would take a hit. Every time I take a shot, I would take a hit. So when I quit vaping, every time I'd have a beer and I'd take
Yeah,
a
you're
drink,
looking around.
I would be like, what am I even looking for? Oh yeah, it's,
Okay.
the craving for it's ridiculous.
It's like when you
Mhm.
leave the cookie tin open in front of him at work. I'm like, here you go, Tony. You want a cookie? He's like,
He
you
knows
just
I'm
leave it in front of me, I'll just
fasting.
keep reaching for it.
He knows I'm fasting. He orders a
Yeah.
fucking wrap from Jersey Mike's. He orders a sandwich from Jersey Mike's. He has a fucking whole tin full of cookies. I'm like, oh,
Those cookies
that's
are
awesome.
delicious.
I'm over here drinking my lime water.
With cayenne and coconut oil. I was like, ooh, dude. I was like,
Oh, those are the shots I take.
I told him, I was like, man, you could have made fajitas. Like, easy. You know, you had like chicken, cayenne pepper, lime, and coconut oil. I was like, you could have made like fajitas, and this vessel would have been way better.
No,
No.
you got to suffer, man. Part of
He
this is
choked that
suffering.
dry ass chicken down. Like, he took a bite of that chicken, drank that cayenne, and like when he coughed up like a whole chicken leg. Like, it was just chicken everywhere. I was like, man, you're gonna make the mice fat
he
here.
a sandwich and wiped his hands.
They did. It looked like
funny.
fajita sandwich, but it was Tony's chicken that was just everywhere. It was horrendous. I was like, look at this, man. But yeah, no, it like I've never had an addiction like that, but I've had addictions to things like. And at some point, you're just like, I don't need it. You know, like I'm good. Like I said, my addiction now is like Diet Coke, Diet Dr Pepper.
Mm,
It's kind of what I
like Josh and his Dr. Pepper.
dude. I'm not like Josh. Josh and Dr Pepper is like
that's an
dude,
addiction.
he's like mainlining that
I want to
stuff. I was
figure
like,
out how much money
my
that
goodness.
motherfucker spends on Dr. Pepper.
Dude, like, so this guy would always be like, oh, that's rich people problems. Because I always go hit him up and be like, hey, man, you want a sandwich? Oh, I can't afford a sandwich. Well, if you didn't buy like 18 cases of Dr. Pepper a day,
Yeah.
you'd be able to buy a sandwich, man.
Dude, he buys his 3 Red Bulls and he buys at least 2 Dr. Peppers every morning from the store.
Y'all go
and
to
some
the
tornadoes.
store together in the morning?
No, he gets there like super early.
Oh,
So
okay.
like where we meet is right next to a loaf and jug. Like we
Oh,
park
okay.
in the Sam's parking lot, and Sam's and loaf and jug are right there. So like I'll pull in to wait for these guys, and I see Josh parked at the loaf and jug for like 5 minutes, and he comes out and he looks. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm here. And he has to load up his. I can see him carrying shit, and he's like loading it in his fucking backpack. This guy,
Josh is the only guy that needs to take a Walmart bag into loaf and jug.
he
just
loves
for
his
his
Dr. Pepper,
drinks.
man.
Oh, he won't drink anything else but Dr. Pepper.
He told me he doesn't even drink. Like, he won't drink.
No, it's all Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
I was like,
And-
dude, you're going to get like a kidney stone. Like,
Dude, for
horribly.
real.
Like, it's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
Like,
Those aren't
at least
fun.
switch it
Like,
up.
I can tell you, kidney problems kind of suck. So,
Oh, dude, I've had a kidney stone.
Yeah.
Like, I passed a kidney. Like, it was a few years ago. I was holding the baby. I was pissing blood for a couple days. Boom, one came out. I was like, oh my God. That was like the worst pain I've ever felt in my life.
Yeah.
And I couldn't drop. I couldn't fall. Couldn't like start crying because I got the baby trying to, be like, yeah, we're good. Ooh.
I pray to God I
Brutal.
never get one, man. I don't want to know. I don't want to know what it feels like.
Oh, it was brutal. It was a brutal, just evil. Just
The
evil
way they
son of a bitch.
so my father-in-law, he used to get them and he would take pictures of them, and the way those things look, dude, and the size of them, I'm like, oh my God, how did that make it through your piss hole? Like that just had to cut you deep.
yeah.
I mean, there was like fucking hooks on them motherfuckers, dude.
Yeah.
I
And it's coming.
had a buddy, and when I was in like 4th grade, and I'm pretty sure that this dude's dad was like giving him like anabolic steroids at night because he was fucking jacked. And we were in like 4th grade, and he had kidney stones all the time. And I remember one time we were out on the playground or something, and forget what we were doing, but he like dropped to the ground. Something was going on, and he just fucking like the kidney stone right there. And I was scared. I was like, what is going on right now?
What's wrong with you? Why
What
is your dick
what
out?
is a kidney?
Why'd your
Why are you bleeding from your dick, Jesus?
What is happening?
Now people bleed out of their dicks without a kidney stone, apparently.
Yeah. That's what they do. They go to playgrounds and just have their dick out.
Jesus.
People are weird now.
Yeah,
No, it's a weird thing. It happens.
It does happen.
Yeah, welcome to 2024.
You think Jay-Z did it? Justin, do you think he did?
100%. Yeah, allegedly.
Oh, yeah.
100% allegedly.
Yeah, got clean it up a little bit. Allegedly. Yeah.
I mean, that's what they're saying he did.
I saw what somebody claimed to be a picture of him outside walking into that room,
Really?
and like his whole entourage behind him and shit.
Something's up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. whatever happened, I just hope the truth comes out. How about that? Is that
That's what I
fair
want.
enough?
Yeah,
Just
fair.
release what happened. Like at this point, it's like I don't care what.
If you did it, let it come
Why
out.
are you
If
protecting
you
the
did it,
public? I don't care.
dude, he has so many things going on, like the NFL shit. Like he's gonna lose a bunch of money.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude's
Well, because you
That's a
figure like
powerful man.
like because he's got like he runs that agency, right? The like sports
Yeah.
agency.
Yeah.
That's probably gone.
yeah.
His
Well,
record label's
he's
probably
in
gone.
charge of a whole like halftime show.
They not like us. I hope they still let Kendrick perform.
It's a
Yeah.
hard knock life, Tone. It's a hard knock life. She had
Shit.
he had that 13-year-old doing backup vocals for him, I guess. Poof. Rough, man. That's a rough deal.
Well, and
But
there's
yeah,
all
no, like-
sorts of weird shit with like Beyonce at weird like parties and stuff when she was way too young to be at that kind of thing.
Well, have you ever seen the ones where they freeze frame her face and it looks all crazy?
Yeah.
Like all the memes are it's like her face is like all contorted, all evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their eyes are white.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Looks like freaky as hell. You're like,
You're white.
You're like, I've been caught in some weird photos before, like like the one where you tuck your chin in.
Yeah, but I don't look fucking like sinister.
I don't look demonic though, no. I just look fatter. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you just look fatter. You're fine. There's nothing
Something's-
wrong with you.
Something's
Looks
going
like
on,
you
dude.
Yeah, it looks like you never met a sandwich you didn't like. This lady, demonic.
I believe in that. I believe that shit happens, man. Like this.
The lizard people.
Yes, man. I do. Sounds crazy, but I do. It's evil shit. It's evil spirits, man. It's
Well,
demonic.
it doesn't help when you have like Nancy Pelosi when she was talking at was it the DNC, and she's
That's
like,
a creepy video.
we're reptilian and the things we do. I'm like, I was like, you might want to change your words a little
Conspiracy
bit.
theories are
Allegedly.
really gonna.
Yeah, you just sent conspiracy theories like to the moon. Like that will be played over and over and over in our minds.
You know what's crazy is conspiracy theorist. A term. I think it came up after the Kennedy assassination, and the CIA made it up to disprove, to discredit anybody who
Oh,
was
yeah.
coming up with
Fake
any other
news.
idea other than what they were pushing in the
Tony,
media.
this is one thing I've been meaning to tell you about, and we can get into this another time. But that's one conspiracy theory that I 100% believe in is that, like, so what I think happened with that whole shit is that one of the guys in the cars behind JFK heard a shot get fired, got fucking scared, accidentally pulled his trigger, and he blew the back of JFK's head off. I saw this whole thing about it, and they have like the angles and the math about it, and like the bullet trajectory, and like where he was sitting in the car. It's just some crazy shit.
Well, because didn't they say there was like a bullet casing in like the front seat,
Yeah.
Well, didn't his head go backwards?
back and to the left? Remember,
Mhm.
it was
And
repeated over
said,
and over.
And they said he got
Back
shot
into the
from
left.
up and behind,
Yeah.
but his head went backwards.
Yeah, back and to the
So
left.
you're saying the guy in the same car as him shot him?
No, there was like a Secret Service vehicle that was in front of him or behind him, and they heard something and got spooked, and he accidentally pulled the trigger and hit.
So you do believe in some conspiracy?
Some conspiracy. Yeah,
I'm gonna
Josh.
have to find
See,
the
Josh.
name of this.
Josh doesn't believe in conspiracies.
That's
He says
funny.
conspiracies don't exist.
I'm gonna have to
They don't
find the
ex-
name
they-
of that documentary
Yeah.
to send it to you guys.
I
wanna-
sent him that clip of the comedian that's like, you don't believe in any conspiracy theories. He's like, the government is in charge of all people, and I'm in charge of one son, and I lie to him all the time.
I lie to my kids all the time too when they don't even know something. I lie.
Right? That store's closed. They're closed for the night.
Yeah.
It's 4:30 in the afternoon. They're
I
closed.
would like to get Corey on here and talk flat Earth theory
That would be so funny.
Get him riled up a little bit.
or the
Yeah,
I mean,
moon
Corey
landing.
would.
So
Apparently he's listening to the podcast, so that's good.
hold on. So on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being you believe it's a conspiracy, what's the JFK to you? What's the moon landing?
See, this one's tricky for me because
The-
I've like
how about we narrow it down to just the original moon landing?
I've met and spoken with Buzz Aldrin, so and like it. So that's a hard one for me, but I give it
Buzz-
like a 4.
Or and what about non-round Earth?
0.
0? Dang. All
He
right.
says gravity holds this water to a ball.
Yeah.
No question.
All right. Cool. Fair. So 4 on the moon, though. So if you didn't
So
talk
there's a
to
doubt.
Buzz,
There's like
if
this
you
much
didn't
doubt.
talk to Buzz, what would it be?
If I hadn't talked to Buzz, it'd probably be a little fishier. It'd probably be up there at like a 6 or a 7.
Guy lied
But
to you,
here's my
man.
question. So, because the moon, at least allegedly, has been around a long, long time. And there's like record and stuff of it from hundreds of years ago. So, do you believe the moon is real? Or,
Yeah.
okay.
Of course, it's
I know-
real.
I know some people are like, because it's
the
not
moon
even a fucking
exists.
thing. It's just some projection that threw up there.
It's real. I don't know if it's a solid object. It's definitely real.
I don't know if the distance. I don't
I
know if the
mean-
distance is right either. Like the distance seems a little weird.
Yeah.
Kind of like the distance to the sun. Like all that stuff seems weird.
Yeah,
Just
that,
because like
whack.
when they do like curvature of the Earth calculation, like it's like that's kind of like completely wrong. You know, like if they would just come out and say, "Hey, we fucked up on the math here," be like,
Because the
Okay,
math don't
I
math
believe you.
on the curve, man. It just don't.
yeah,
It don't. But when I say it's not a solid object, what I'm trying to say is, I don't know if it's a round rock. I don't know. We've never been there. There's no fucking way we landed on the moon. What was this? 69? 62? The fuck was it?
"No, it was like
69?
68 or something like that." I know it was in the 60s.
That was 69. But anyway,
or
so
if it was.
we land on the moon in 69. Yeah. Now we can't even leave the Van Allen belt.
We broke
That is
everything
weird
that
to me,
goes
too.
there.
It's like, why would we? Because when JFK gave his whole speech about wanting to go to the moon, it was about like, well, because we can. Curious about it.
Yeah.
Like, why
69,
wouldn't-
July 20th, 69.
Well, like, why wouldn't we carry that forward if we have the ability? And it's probably a lot easier today too. So I don't understand that either.
Why don't we have a moon base?
Technology-wise, it'd be like, there it is.
Why don't we have
Easy.
scientists on a moon base up there? Why isn't it a live stream? Why isn't there a channel on TV where we can make it a spectacle? Like, if we were on the motherfucking moon, why don't we go there more often? Why don't we have shit established there? Why isn't this like on national news every night? The new scoop on what the fucking moon's doing or what we're finding on the moon. Why don't we have HD 4K fucking cameras up there recording constantly? Because we have satellites recording constantly, and we could just have a fucking space channel. Or people, when they get off work, they can go have a beer and sit there and watch the space channel and just be mesmerized about how the fucking Earth looks, how the sun looks from the moon, how the stars look. Like this would be such a big deal if it was actually true.
I mean, I watched the space channel, the public access space channel. Remember that? Like on basic cable back in the day.
Yeah.
It was just like the Earth, and then you just watch it. You're like, I'm just gonna watch this. See if anything. It never moved or never did anything. You're just watching. You're like, yep, I'm watching this. Oh, it's kind of like watching QVC. You know, you're just watching this for no reason. See if anything happens. See if somebody falls off a ladder.
And then they radioed from the moon to Houston, then Houston
Yeah,
to
on
the
a
White House.
landline phone.
Yeah, and I can't get cell phone reception in the mountains. So
Yeah. We were at work when you showed me that, Tony.
It's crazy. It's just crazy, man. We didn't land on that motherfucker. And them saying it's 230,000 miles away and the sun's 93 million or whatever. Nah.
Yeah, all them numbers and stuff, that's above my pay grade there.
And then,
But,
hold on. And this too. Let me ask this: if the sun is moving through space and time at 1,000,000 miles an hour, we're chasing that motherfucker, right? It's going and we're chasing it and we're rotating around it as we go, and the moon's rotating around us as we rotate around it, and it's moving through space and time, never in the same place twice, infinite space, 1,000,000 miles an hour. How the fuck are we in a rocket ship that leaves Earth as this is all moving? Like, how we leave Earth and land on the fucking moon? Wouldn't it all just fly right the fuck by us? If it's moving 1,000,000 miles an hour, look at it. The sun moves at 1,000,000 miles an hour as we're chasing it. But we leave Earth, fly, land on the moon, leave the moon, fly back. All this shit moving. Ridiculous.
Is it all moving?
Yeah, that's what they say.
So when I was in school, right, they taught us, here's the sun, it's
In the
just
middle.
chilling. It's just chilling. And its gravitational pull rotates the planet. And now in school, the sun's constantly flying through space and time as we're
'Cause I don't
chasing
remember
it.
ever being taught about shit moving through space and time.
That's what the new teachings are in school.
Yeah,
Is it all-
that's
it's
what I
all
was like. I don't
moving.
remember the extra motion. I just remember the sun being in the middle.
Yeah.
We spin around the sun, moon spins around us. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And now they're adding too much sizzle to it, too much razzle dazzle.
The
Yeah, that's
universe is
way too much.
expanding. It's always expanding. All these multiple galaxies and solar systems everywhere. They never collide, but they're all flying. And that's another thing. How the fuck do we know these other galaxies exist and how fast they're moving? But we barely got a picture of the dark side of the moon. But we know what these other galaxies are fucking doing and how fast they're moving.
No, my favorite's the
It's
was it
crazy.
India that landed? Was it India that landed on the moon last?
Yeah, little
Allegedly. And it was like the most like CGI footage you've ever seen. You're like, dude, this is like current. This is like fake. I can make this on my computer at home.
looks like
Funny. I
asteroids.
have to look at that.
Yeah, you gotta watch the India. I think it's India, the moon landing, and you're like, this don't look real at all, man. Like it
I have
looks
to look at
weird.
that.
Like why?
But-
And
So-
dude, it made national headlines. It was like a big thing. I was like, shouldn't
thing
like
for
all
one day. It
space?
was like a one
shouldn't
day-
all space travel be like that big of a deal?
Yeah.
And then you start thinking about like, how come we haven't went in the ocean? How come we don't know what's like below us or what's in the
Yeah.
ocean? They're like, yeah, we're good. Like NASA went in the ocean and said, now we need to go up. We're done. We're done with the ocean. That place sucks.
But if we were moving, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, Justin, but if we were moving like that, could you picture us leaving in a spaceship and hitting the moon if it was all
First try, by the way.
No.
right? It's like impossible. That's why I think they're going too far with it, with what we're doing. I think they're going too far with what the solar system's doing. Like, just stop.
But
I
I'm
think
a
it's
dumbass,
ridiculous.
So I could be totally. I don't know what I'm talking about.
That-
Well, me too.
that's the
don't
thing.
know
We're
what
just
everything-
getting it out there. It's a thought. It's like, man, it's
Yeah.
like at some point something becomes too complicated to be that way. You know what I mean? Like,
And it's
you
not
guys
even trying
make
to.
it simple.
Yeah.
It's not even trying to convince you what I believe. I'm just trying to talk to you about it because I get emotional about like how the fuck
Yeah.
do they do all this shit, and then we're like, well, makes sense.
That's exactly what you said. It's like that doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, it's
weird
like,
because I do not remember like you guys are saying. I don't remember ever being taught about everything moving.
Well, Mandela effect, I guess. They Mandela us on that one. Snatch the
trippy, too.
Bernstein Bears.
Like, yes.
Yeah,
I
Sinbad was
remember
never
watching.
in-
Dude, I remember watching Shazam, dude. Remember it?
Fruit of the Loom never had a cornucopia.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was a whole part of the whole thing, the cornucopia.
Yeah.
And there were like one of the newest ones is Stouffer's never made stovetop stuffing. I was like, that's been a staple forever. They're like, it's not Stouffer's. I was like, what do you mean?
What is it?
It's just stovetop stuffing, no Stouffer's. I was like, dude, I would remember the label.
Red.
No,
Is it red?
that's another Mandela effect. At least one that I've seen. I haven't looked into it far enough, but I was like, really, this is dumb.
Yeah.
You guys are going way too much with the Mandela effect. I was like, I know my memory's bad, but it can't be that bad. Like I've had King Cobra, but only a couple times.
Jesus. Did you ever sell King Cobra at the liquor store?
No.
No.
You're a better man for it. If you would have had King Cobra, you wouldn't have remembered anything.
You wouldn't have recovered.
That's
Ever.
funny. I
It
wouldn't
took
be
a week
sitting
to
here
recover
on this
just normal
podcast with y'all.
No,
No, man. Hey, by the grace of God, man. And you know what? That was a beautiful story because a lot of people go through shit, man. They don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. They don't know how to get out of
No.
it. You know?
Yeah.
And it's probably terrifying. I mean, there's things that I went through that I'm not comfortable talking about yet because my kids are young still. But like I got
Yeah,
stories
that's
to
fair.
tell too. But it needs to be heard, man, and it gives people hope to
Yeah.
know that they can get past something. You know what I mean?
yeah, you got past it. You got a house. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like you're doing
Yeah.
well now. Like that's just like an inspirational story. That
I feel kind of shitty though because when you first started, I was like, where's your bro at? Or he's always fucking calling
yeah.
off, man. He's like, give him shit about it. I was like, I don't know him that well, but like, he needs to quit calling off. He goes, I know. And then come to find out you're going to like getting like medical shit done. I was like, oh my God. Like, what? Corey could have
Isn't that how it
told
usually
me.
is?
Corey could have been like, yo, dude, it's like, it's medical shit. I'd be like, all right, cool. No.
Isn't that how it usually is? Like you start
He's like-
talking shit and they're like, yeah, they're out because they like lost a dog. You're like, oh my God, man. I'm
He was like
sorry.
egging me on. He's like, yeah, talk shit to him. I'm like, all right.
Jeez.
And
That's
then this
funny.
guy, and then Justin like makes us food when my father-in-law died. I was like, look at this guy. He's so fucking cool. And I was over talking mad shit at the beginning.
That's funny.
Uh,
I thought you didn't like me at the beginning. Dude, this dude thinks I'm a fucking tool.
No, I didn't. I did like you. I didn't not like you. I did like you. I just was like, this guy needs to show up every day. Like, what the fuck? He takes every Thursday off. Like, what the fuck? I was like, whatever he has to do, he can do it on Friday. Why is he doing it on Thursday? I don't know. Talk shit to him. Okay. No,
Sure will. Thanks.
You came and you did your fucking job. Like, you got caught up to where, like, when you were off, like, you didn't leave nothing for anybody to do. I was like, this guy's taking a 4-day weekend. Like, what the fuck? Every week. What is
Right.
what's so goddamn important? And then the other guy come find out. I was like, oh, that's pretty fucking important.
That's okay.
Thanks, Corey.
That's all, man. Thanks for joining us. Like,
Yeah, thank you guys for
yeah,
having
that
me.
was fun.
We're on our 8th 1 minutes. We're still trying to put it together and like fine tune how we do everything.
Yeah, what we talk about,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Like how we need to come in with an intro, how we need to like. It's just we're just trying to piece it together. So
I like it though. That's sick.
thanks for being a part of this.
Yeah, we
Masterpiece.
appreciate
Yeah.
you, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah,
All right,
we appreciate it. Well, have a good night, man. And
Yeah, you guys
we'll
too.
talk soon.
Awesome.
right on, dude. Thank you.
All right, man. Yeah, thank you.
See you guys.
Later.
We gather round to share the screen, talking flicks and dreams. It's a movie scene. In the world of sports, politics collide. I'm not sick, buckle up, enjoy the ride.